Hello, it's your girl Missniecytv, and I'm here to do a review for Zatima Season 2, Episode 20. So it picks up exactly where it left off, and Angela and Bryce are talking to Fatima now, because Zach went upstairs to do something. Fatima's like, how could this happen? Bryce is like, I don't know, and that's what I want to know. Zach comes back downstairs, and he lets them know that I checked everything, and the reason why our accounts are frozen is because money was overdrawn from it. Zach is like, what's funding our business account is my personal account, and since money was overdrawn, our assets are frozen. Then Zach asked Bryce, did Bryce have something to do with it, and did he move forward on the property after Zach told him no? Zach is like, yeah, but I wrote it as a business check. Zach's like, that's actually coming from my personal money, so I don't have any money anymore. Zach is like, why would you move forward with it after I told you not to? Because we couldn't afford it. Bryce is like, well, I thought it was a nice investment, but I'll just call Valerie so we can get out of it. And I gave the money to Gary, and he was supposed to move forward with it, and he told me everything was okay. Fatima's like, Gary? Now you know why that account are frozen. Bryce gets so mad, he's like, I'm gonna give that MFer a call. So he calls Gary and Gary lets him know that he didn't go forward with the deal, and that's why the accounts are frozen. But Bryce lets Zach know that he will do everything he can to get his money back. Zach is like, you better. I told y'all that this was gonna happen though. Bryce is very sneaky, and I knew that he was too good to be true. And Fatima warned Zach of that too. Angela and Bryce leave, and it's just Fatima and Zach talking, and Fatima lets Zach know that she'll give him the money. Zach is like, no, I'm not doing that because we just got back right. Fatima's like, let me help you. Zach is like, I'll figure something out because I always do. Fatima said, well, if Bryce doesn't figure anything out, then I'll help you. Zach says, I can't take no money from you. Fatima's like, you will if Bryce doesn't figure anything out. Zach doesn't agree, but he just puts his pride to the side in that moment. Over at Angela's, Bryce is on the phone with his dad, trying to get money to pay Zach back, and I'm like, you better, because you put Zach in a very sticky situation, and just because of your own selfishness. You thought Zach wasn't your friend now? He is definitely not your friend after this. And this is exactly what Zach meant when he said to Bryce that he doesn't trust his judgment, because Bryce will do some sneaky mess like this. Once Bryce gets off the phone with his dad and he leaves, Angela takes it upon herself to call Fatima and tell her that Bryce got the money. Bryce never said that he got the money. He said that he's trying to get the money from his father. And his father said he'll see what he can do. While Fatima's on the phone with Angela, Fatima tells Angela that she's going to go talk to Jeremiah to see if she can reason with him about pulling the plug on Miss Gladys, because keeping her alive is not healthy. Angela's like, why do you want to do that? Fatima says, just to let him know that Zach has options. Angela's like, well, does Zach really have options? Fatima said, yeah. Fatima's like, oh yeah, I got something to tell you. Angela's like, what? Fatima's like, I can't tell you right now, but remind me to tell you later. And Angela's like, okay. Fatima arrives at the hospital and she's talking to Jeremiah. And Jeremiah's like, what are you doing here? Fatima's like, I won't be disrespected. Jeremiah's like, well, you could leave then. Did Zach send you here to talk to me? Fatima's like, no, I actually came to talk to you to let you know the different options that you have. I actually work at a law firm, and I can call a judge the situation sent over to them. Jeremiah's like, you can't do that. Fatima's like, I can and I will if you take a drug test. Jeremiah's like, you that kind of beat. Fatima said, watch your mouth, and I'm like, I know that's right. Don't let Big Tima come out. Jeremiah tells Fatima to get the F out of here. Fatima's like, I'm only saying this because that's what I could do, but I'd rather not, because I want you and your brother to make the decision on your own. She also tells Jeremiah that the checks will be stopped because she's incapacitated. Jeremiah's like, he told you that I want a check? Fatima's like, no, I'm just telling you that there will be no more money. Jeremiah's like, she's alive. Fatima's like, I just want you to stop being delusional and thinking that everything's okay because she can't eat, she can't see, and she can't speak. Jeremiah's like, you want her dead too? Fatima's like, that is not what I want. I'm just telling you that there will be no more money left and her quality of life will be good if you keep her here. Jeremiah's like, have you ever lost somebody? Fatima's like, I have. Fatima said, why won't you just let her go gracefully and peacefully like the life that she wants instead of her being held on by her children? Jeremiah's like, that's my mom. Have you ever lost somebody? Fatima's like, yes, I have. My father at a young age, actually, so I know the pain that you feel. Tells Jeremiah that Zach and Jeremiah were dealt cards and they did their best that they could to deal with them. And Jeremiah's like, I know. Fatima's like, well, do you think your mom would want to be in this world suffering? Jeremiah's like, no. Jeremiah's like, I'm actually not a bad person. Fatima said, I know that. Jeremiah's like, regardless of what my brother told you. Fatima's like, yeah, I know. You're just a black man doing the best he can with what he has. Then he asked Fatima for a hug, and this is the part I boo-hoo cried, because you can tell that Jeremiah is actually a sweet person inside, but he just has a lot of issues that he's dealing with. Then back at Zach and Fatima's house, Zach and Fatima are having a conversation, and Zach is thanking her for being there for him. Fatima's like, I love you. Zach is like, I love you too. He's like, actually, how did you find out where I was? Fatima's like, surprisingly enough, it was Connie. Zach is like, what? She matured. Fatima's like, what you mean? Zach is like, if this was her back in the day, she would have been mad messy. And I'm like, you probably right, Zach, you right. And as they're continuing their conversation, Zach gets a call. Fatima's like, who's that? Zach answers the phone, and it's Dr. Harris. And Dr. Harris is telling him that Gladys went into cardiac arrest, and she might not make it through the night. At the hospital, Zach is there to say his final goodbyes to Gladys, and Jeremiah is already in the room. And Zach walks up. He's like, how you doing? Jeremiah is like, I'm not okay, because the woman that truly loved me and the only person that truly loved me is gone. Jeremiah is like, you hate me. Zach is like, I don't hate you, I just hate the things that you do. Jeremiah is like, the person that had love for me is gone, so I have no reason to stay now. I'm getting out of this town. Zach is like, well, you got kids. Jeremiah is like, my kids don't love me. Oh, I really felt bad for Jeremiah in this moment. You can really tell that Jeremiah has a soft and tender heart. He just has a hard exterior on it because of his life and the way that he was raised and the things that he had to go through. Zach is like, this is the first time I haven't seen you get high in years. Jeremiah is like, well, don't get used to it, because when I leave here, I'm getting high in the MF. I'm like, in this serious moment, Jeremiah shouldn't have made me cackle. Zach is like, well, we could try to get you help. Jeremiah is like, you gotta want the help first. No, thank you. Fatima says, Jeremiah, we could really help. Jeremiah lets Zach know that there's some stuff at Gladys' house that he might want. Zach is all surprised, like, for me? Jeremiah's like, yeah. Jeremiah also tells Zach that he has a good woman. I'm like, oh. He's like, I know. Jeremiah leaves the room, and it's time for Zach to say his final goodbyes to Gladys. And Fatima's like, I'll step out so you can say goodbye. Zach is like, no, I actually want you to stay. Zach starts thanking his mom for his life, even though she didn't know what she was doing, and he also tells her that he's gonna do all the things to make her proud, and he's gonna be better for his kids, and he's gonna fix everything with Fatima. And then he tells her, I love you, Gladys. Then he also tells her, travel well with the angels, Mom. And when I tell you, when he said that, I broke down so hard. Then over in Zach's old neighborhood, Fatima is sitting on the car, and Connie walks up, and Connie starts talking to Fatima like, Miss Gladys was a crazy lady, and just let me know when the funeral is. Fatima's like, I'm sure Zach will let you know. I'm like, oh, I'm glad that Fatima and Connie came to some sort of common ground. That's when Zach walks outside with the box. He tells Connie, thank you for everything, and thank you for being there for my mom. Thanks to him for the other day when he let her drive his car to take her kids to school. He said, don't worry about it. Zach gives Connie a hug, and him and Fatima get in the car. When he gets in the car, he opens the box of whatever Gladys was supposed to give him, and he sees that it's a VHS, and Zach is like, where am I getting a VCR from? Fatima's like, actually, we have one at the office because we use it when we transfer documents. Fatima's like, nobody should be there now because it's after 5, so we can go and look at the video. Zach and Fatima go into the room where the VCR is, and they start playing the video, and they realize that it's a home video of Gladys and Jeremiah and Zach when they were little, and they were at the park playing. And little Zach notices that his mom is crying. He's like, Mommy, why are you crying? We love you. Then Jeremiah comes over. He's like, yeah, Mama, we love you. Gladys is like, don't hate me when you get older, but this is really hard, and I gotta go, but I do love you. Gladys ends up leaving them at the park. Zach says, I don't remember her doing this, but she really does love me. Fatima's like, yeah, now you have proof. This might not be all the answers you want, but at least you got something. Zach says, yeah. Zach is like, I held so much judgment for her, but now I realize she was only trying her best. Fatima's like, yeah. Zach is like, I just pray that I will be a better father. Fatima's like, you will. Zach is like, I know, because I already am a father. Then Fatima says, more than you know. Then she looks down at her stomach. Zach is like, what are you saying right now? Fatima's like, well, Zach, I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh, we finally get baby Taylor for real. But Zach is like, what are you saying? She's like, Zach, I'm pregnant. He's like, are you serious? Then they share this beautiful moment. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for them. But to be honest, they don't need a baby right now. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. Leave your predictions for next season. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications. Bye.